I don't know if you know this, but in the Greater Toronto area, we had something called Rebel News Live. We used to do these a lot in the before times. We had over 750 people buying tickets for a day-long Rebel News conference. Now, some of those tickets were virtual tickets where people could join online in Zoom, but we had about 500 people in the room physically, which is a great pleasure because if you're like me, you're still remembering what it's like to go to conferences and meet with lots of people after we were atomized and forced apart from each other. It was great, and all your favorite Rebel News personalities gave talks and took questions, but also interesting newsmakers too. Two of my favorites included Arthur Pavlovsky, the Alberta pastor who was jailed, and speaking of political prisoners, Tamara Leach, the trucker spiritual leader, I'm going to call her, was there too. It was a wonderful event. Other great speakers, including our friend Palminder Singh, who also came to prominence during the trucker convoy. Just a great time was had by all. Now, that was in the Toronto area. We are doing it again this coming weekend in Calgary. There are still tickets available. Go to rebelnewslive.com, and there's different tickets if you want to come for the whole day, if you want to add on a VIP dinner with the guests afterwards, that's pretty fun. Or you can join by Zoom if you're not able to make it to the Calgary location. Of course, we'll serve breakfast and lunch. You know we will, because we're always hungry for knowledge and hungry for snacks. So it's been a busy time at Rebel News. But in the back of my mind, and by the way, today the Trucker Commission, holy mackerel, I was watching Sheila Gunn Reid's live tweeting. Senior government officials were there, including Bill Blair. Very soon, Justin Trudeau himself will take the stand. One of the things we saw today was how this false allegations, this literal government disinformation about the truckers being violent extremists was planted in the media by the government. They were colluding with journalists like Rachel Gilmore and Glenn McGregor. Just absolutely atrocious. We always sensed it in our bones, but the truth came out today. I'm so proud of our team in Ottawa. You can follow them at truckercommission.com. As you know, we've rented an Airbnb in that city that we've turned into a TV studio. And I'm glad Sheila was down there on this very important day. So we're doing lots of stuff in Canada, but in the back of my mind is twitter.com. Recently bought and turned private by Elon Musk, and he is following through, and he is allowing some formerly censored voices to come back. The most important, of course, being Donald Trump. Elon Musk put up a Twitter poll. 15 million people voted in a day, and it was close, 52 to 48. But he claimed it was that poll that made him say, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, that's Latin for the voice of the people is the voice of God. And with that, he reinstated Donald Trump's tweets. Now, Trump himself has not yet availed himself of that. You may recall after Donald Trump was banned from Twitter, which was outrageous. He was a sitting U.S. president, banned from Twitter. The Ayatollahs of Iran, the communist leaders of China, they're on Twitter, but not the American president. It was deeply disturbing. In fact, other countries around the world, including Angela Merkel, who was the leader of Germany at the time, and the president of Mexico, neither of them were fans of Trump. But both of those leaders in particular said it is a dangerous thing when woke bureaucrats in Silicon Valley can simply wave the wand and silence the leader of a sovereign country. Very interesting. Trump has not yet tweeted yet. I hope he will. It would be absurd if he didn't. If you had 100 million viewers who were tuned into you, you'd be foolish not to use that. Trump used social media to great effect in 2016. We'll see if he returns to it. But interesting to me is the reaction by the Liberals. Just incredible. Here is one of the regular talk shows, I think this was on Face the Nation yesterday, saying, oh, you know, this election, this vote on Donald Trump, it was rigged by the Russians. Take a look at this. Just hilarious.
So I think these polls are mostly a gimmick, and I would argue the people haven't spoken. The GRU has spoken. Twitter
Russian
has become,
intelligence, you mean?
100%. Twitter has become a playground for bad actors and fake bots. This poll is meaningless. This decision is meaningless.
No evidence provided, of course, but I guess a Twitter poll you can say is rigged by the Russians. You're just not allowed to say that Joe Biden's win was rigged by anyone. What you just saw was an excerpt from my nightly show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every weekday I do a monologue. Usually it's about half an hour. Then I interview an interesting guest, and then we read my hate mail or my fan mail, whichever is more fun. It's only available behind a paywall, though. That's how we pay our bills here at Rebel News. We don't take a dime from Justin Trudeau. But the good news is it's only $8 a month, about half the price of Netflix. And in addition to my nightly show, you also get weekly shows from 4 other friends here at Rebel News. So you're getting 36 shows a month just for $8. I think it's worth it. And even if you're not quite sure, do it anyways, because we rely on viewers like you to keep us free and independent. I promise you I'll never take a dime from Trudeau. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com and click subscribe. Thanks.